Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of clocks, Scots, and Rogers. This is episode, that's a noisy radio, episode 14 in our Video Friday feature that we have at the Doctrine, where once a week we have a guest and or a self-induced interview, talk about the Doctrine, things of interest. Today we've been through almost everybody, but we have DownSpring Glenn here in the dashboard. Say hello.
Oh, what's up?
Okay, let's see, volume, we got to play with technical difficulties. Are you there?
I am here.
Okay.
Because for a while I couldn't hear you, and now you're having trouble hearing me.
It's funny like that, huh?
Yeah, it's funny.
So for the folks at home, we were just talking, what do they call that, Glenn, in there when the cooks are talking about the restaurant in the kitchen? It's not in
shop talk.
Yeah, not in camera, but more public shop talk. We're talking
kind of inside, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The making of kind of talk.
Yeah. We were talking shop about the Doctrine, and one of the things topic lately has been we were getting some new people showing up and contributing. Not just comments, but well done comments. I mean, comments that cause us here, the old timers, to say, "Oh shoot, I got to get going. I got to stay on my toes."
That's what you want, though.
Yeah.
You want people to stir the pot. You don't want a sludgy old pot sitting there.
No. Who likes sludge?
Exactly.
Damn.
Some people Rogers like sludge.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but Fox and Scots, we ain't got no use for sludge.
We ain't got the time.
Ain't got the time for sludge. Sludge is boring.
Oh.
We want that soup to be spinning around and smoking and lots of spice in it, bubbles popping all over the place. That's what we like.
Okay, since you've been a guest before, one of the things we had been doing to great success is asking a couple of questions about what do you like and all like that. But we're beyond that.
We're way beyond that, man.
So what do you think, going forward on these interviews, what do you think the most productive, because I'm sort of thinking about these Video Fridays are no more than a post with charming voices.
Instead of typing, we're talking.
Yeah, so what do you think? I know you want to do the spontaneous thing, but what do you think every post should include for information for the new listeners?
I mean, even if we're interviewing someone who's been a guest before?
Yeah, like you.
What would you, because you already had a bunch of set questions for the first interview.
Exactly.
And then from those questions, it branched off into other areas, which was kind of interesting. So a second, probably, you're on your second go-round, so a second set of questions.
Okay.
Let's see, how about, have you been talking to people about the Doctrine, and how are people reacting?
Okay.
And then, and how do you explain to people when they ask, sort of challenging questions or questions that indicate a misunderstanding of the Doctrine? How do you, as a progenitor or a DownSpring or just an FOTD, how do you explain or answer those questions?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What questions are you getting, and how do you answer them?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so surprised none of you miscreants had ever thought of doing an interview of me. So I had to do it myself with Una in the passenger seat.
I'm too much of a miscreant. I tried to be a creant, but I couldn't, so I had to be a miscreant.
Just by an inch. Just by an inch. So you don't think, I've been thinking, being a clerk, about how I should do a little encapsulation of this is the Wakefield Doctrine A through Z real quick. You think this is not the medium for that?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is not. One of the things you got to watch out for. Firstly, each one of these interviews is coming out to be 9 minutes long.
Yeah, they got to be.
You remember, people are watching this crap at work.
Okay.
They don't always have 9 minutes. To read a post often takes 3 minutes.
Okay, good point.
And it's the internet age, man. We can't be trying to tie people up. So what you're going to have, and I've done it myself. I'll watch half the video, and I just don't have time for the rest of it.
Damn.
And then I don't know how to stop it and go back to exactly where I stopped it, so I usually miss the last half.
Okay, folks, we're going to establish a new precedent here. The precedent was previously established by DownSpring Joanne with such an excellent interview that we did a two-part. But we will now proceed to do a two-part, except for this is the second part. We will now proceed to the first part. We'll return shortly after this message.